All right, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and get started. My name is Tracy Glidden. I'm the coordinator of student recruitment here at Eastern Florida State College. I have with me today, helping with the presentation, we have Monica Sutton from our Melbourne Campus Advising Office, and Michelle Lofek is also here, our Director of College-wide Admissions. She is here to answer any admissions questions that we have. Both of them will be watching the chat. Monica will be presenting. Michelle will be watching the chat, able to answer any questions that come in, and possibly we may be reading some of the questions out loud for Monica or Michelle to answer verbally as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the presentation. All right, so dual enrollment. Everyone who's on here has been a part of dual enrollment, hopefully. That is why you are here. So dual enrollment is different from regular admission to Eastern Florida State College because now you, as students, need to meet all of the general admissions requirements before registering for fall classes. We'll also talk about summer classes and how you can get started on those as well. But mostly, most students who are joining this are going to be wanting to start in the fall. So you're already a student with us as a dual enrollment student. You qualified under those parameters. Now you have a few other things to do before you're ready to register. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is check to make sure that you're active. If you haven't taken classes since 11th grade or earlier, you're going to want to complete a readmit application for fall. And don't worry, because it's free if you've already taken dual enrollment classes, so you won't have to pay that $30 application processing fee. Be sure to confirm that you're in the correct degree program also. So you're going to submit your high school diploma. After you graduate, after you walk across that stage, you're going to have your diploma. And in order to register for fall classes, you're going to be able to use that diploma. You're going to upload it to your My EFSC, which we're going to cover a little bit later on. And you're also going to submit proof of Florida residency. So up to now, you've been a dual enrollment student. You have fallen under that umbrella, and the school board has actually paid for the tuition for you to come to school here. Now that you are no longer a dual enrollment student, or you will no longer be a dual enrollment student, you'll need to submit proof of residency so that you are charged the in-state tuition and not out-of-state tuition. All right, you're going to want to meet with your advisor. That's another thing that we're going to be going over with you today, how to get in contact with your advisor. It's really important for your planning. You're going to want to confirm your intended major. So as a dual enrollment student, maybe you were under an AA program, maybe you were under an AS program. You're going to want to review that with your advisor and make sure that the program you're in is the one that you want to continue in as you are going through to the next steps. All right, another thing you want to do is make sure you check your address. You can do that in the type web, which we will also be using for, or we'll also be going over in a later time. All right. All right, so what are your transcript requirements? If you're planning on attending in the summer term, meaning if you want to start for classes in May, that's our summer term, you're not gonna have graduated high school by the time you're ready to register for summer classes. So you're going to want to get a graduation pending letter from your guidance counselor. You're going to upload that to your My EFSC, and you're going to check with your advisor to make sure that it's been processed. We'll actually show you what that looks like in your My EFSC. Once you've uploaded a document, you can see the status of that document, see if it's been accepted and processed, and if you're ready to contact your advisor for summer classes. If you're waiting until fall, you can upload a copy of your diploma to your My EFSC, and then right away, as soon as you're able to, that last week of classes, you're going to want to request a final official transcript. and have that sent to Eastern Florida. It's important to do that. You don't have to have it to register for classes, but if you're planning on using financial aid, either grants or loans, to pay for your college, you're going to need to have that final transcript before they'll release the funds. Typically, those transcripts are ready early July from Brevard Public Schools. So as you can see, summer classes, it wouldn't cover the summer classes. It wouldn't be ready to cover the summer classes. So you'll need, if you are planning on taking summer classes, you're going to need to have an alternate way to pay for your tuition. All right, so now we're going to watch a quick video going over all of the My EFSC tools that you can use. Hold on just a moment.
Portal to access all of your student resources. Now let's take a deeper look at what each of these apps do. Titan Web. This is where you will register for your classes, drop or withdraw from them, view your student account, pay your bill, apply for graduation, update your personal information, and get your parking permit. Canvas. This is where you will see your course content for all online and most on-campus classes, complete your required Canvas orientation, and access course assignments, discussion boards, and grades. My GPS. Here you will see your graduation plan for success, track your degree progress, find the name and contact for your academic advisor, and view what-if scenarios to explore different majors. Student email. This is your official EFSC Titan email account to communicate with all faculty and staff. Information about financial aid, student records, and graduation information will be sent here. Make sure to check your student email regularly. Titan Awards. Here you will apply for EFSC Titan scholarships. This is a one-application scholarship portal that opens every spring for fall scholarships and every fall for spring scholarships. Definitely take advantage of earning free money. Titan Preview. This is your new student orientation, which is a required yet valuable resource to learn about academic policies and college resources. Message Center. These are important messages that may impact your enrollment at EFSC. The messages could be about holds on your account or important information about your financial aid. To log into your My EFSC portal, simply go to easternflorida.edu and click on the green EFSC Logins button. From there, select My EFSC and use your student information to sign in. From there, you will have access to all of these apps.
All right, so there are a few things in the My EFSC video that actually won't apply to you because you don't need to do an orientation again, but it is very important that you're familiar with it. Hopefully you've already been using My EFSC as a dual enrollment student, but if not, you definitely want to become more familiar with it. One of the important things I want to point out here once you're signed in is making sure that you use the message center. Right now you can see on my screen that there's 3 little dots there for the message center. If you have any messages that are unread or that need your attention, you'll see a little number there in that. And so when you log into My EFSC, it will be very easy for you to see that you have something that needs your attention, either a hold or a document that's missing that financial aid needs or admissions needs for your enrollment. So it's really important that you log in and pay attention to what's going on there. All right. You can also find your advisor and make an appointment here on My EFSC. This is what your screen would look like. In the middle section here, you would see student services appointments. You would see your advisor name. You would see their email address and a button that you can click to make an appointment. Best way to contact your advisor or get an answer back quickly is through their email. All right, next up, Titan Web. This is where you can go in to check your personal information, make sure your address is correct. You can reset your PIN. You can locate the online registration for classes, grades, records, and so on in the Student Services tab. And you can check your financial aid status here in the Financial Aid Services tab. All right, so once we've taken care of all of the admissions requirements, once you have made sure that your final high school transcript is in, that your residency documents are in, your major is correct, now you're ready to meet with advising. So you want to contact your advisor, and then you're going to be able to register, you're going to be able to self-register online. Some of you might have been able to do that as a dual enrollment student because of COVID, but it's going to look a little bit different this time. Now you don't necessarily have to rely on uploading documents that you get signed at your high school to the advising so that they can register you in the classes. You're going to have a little bit more freedom to select your classes on your own. And Monica's going to go over how you know what classes you need. And then, of course, we've got Canvas, the online classroom. Many of you might be familiar with that. It's not just the online classroom, though. It's also where your gradebook can be viewed from any face-to-face classes. And then your student email is very important. That is the only place that you're going to get official communication from the college. So anything that has to do with your grades or your financial aid or your class schedule, any of those kind of things, all of that communication is going to come through your student email, not your personal email. So it's really important that you know how to log into your student email and that you check it regularly. All right, next up we have Monica Sutton. Monica is going to join us from our advising office here in the Melbourne campus, and she's going to show you some really important tools that you can use.
Thank you, Tracy. Welcome, everyone. You are going to love being a self-sufficient student. I want to show you a few things that will make the rest of your years here very easy. I'm going to start with sharing the first year calendar. So your first year booklet is a tool to help you succeed. So you can fill all of this in. If you have one of these, you can fill in your advisor here. They give you 5 success tips. So they do want you to be in contact with your advisor on a regular basis. And so when you establish a relationship with your advisor, they will walk you through what you need, prerequisites for a bachelor's degree. So meet with them or email them on a regular basis, or if you have any questions. I'm going to go over the tools that you're going to use, and I really like to inform my students, so I'm really going to show you how to use your My GPS because that will make your registration so much easier. Also, communicate with your instructors. You have to be an advocate for yourself. If something's going wrong with your class, don't email your advisor, email your instructor. If they don't respond, include the department chair on it. But if they withdraw you for a reason or you get the grade you didn't think, you have to contact them because we can't do anything, make any changes from the instructor. Contact your instructor and get to know them. They love meeting their students. So you want to keep your end goal in mind. I'm going to discuss that when we go into the My GPS. So you want to know what you want to do for your bachelor's if you plan on continuing on, and we'll discuss that some more. And I always tell students, always, always, always apply for financial aid, because even if you don't think you'll qualify, you might get scholarships, or you're considered for much more than you think when you apply for financial aid. So always apply for it. Everything starts at the My EFSC, like the video showed you. So when you look through this, get to know your My EFSC very well. Go in, click around. You can't ruin anything, so go ahead and look around. I'm going to go over some of the key apps with you in there and show you how to make your academic career so easy. So you're all either going to be in the AA or AS programs at this point, most likely. If not, you can always change your degree. If you are in the AA degree, that is the most transferable degree to go on to a bachelor's degree. So the AA is kind of like your first 2 years that you would do at a university. So the AA transfers on to a BA, the easiest. If you want to get ready for the workforce right away, you can do an Associates of Science. Sometimes within the Associates of Science, you can earn some college credit certificates. If you do an Associates of Science and within it are college credit certificates, the registrar's office will award you all the credits for the college credit certificate, so you'll get a diploma for that and for the AS degree. It does not transfer easily, though, to a bachelor's degree because you will be missing some general education class. And then learn the lingo. Read through these. This link is put on this chat, so you can look through this plan itself and read through what's what so you understand it. The more you understand, the easier it is. And then the last page of it is so you can plan courses if you would like to. Map out a plan. But I'm going to show you how to use your My GPS, so it will also map everything out for you. So I want to show you another one, and I'm going to bring up our invisible student, not a student, who I think I got logged out of because I don't know if y'all have noticed when you log into your My EFSC, sometimes it logs you out before you have time to go back to it. So here is your My EFSC once you've logged in. Hopefully everyone has done that. So right now, the ones I want to go over with the most is your My GPS. So when you click on your My GPS, this is the foolproof plan for your degree. So when you log in, I don't know if you've noticed, but it's got all your information up here and your advisor over here. You can click on your advisor and actually email them from your My GPS, which is really nice. Don't go by this degree progress bar because it's kind of just a general idea. Always go by the credits right here, so it will keep track. So for the whole AA degree, it's 60 credits, and that will be divided between general education classes and elective classes. These boxes, as you take classes, these will get checked off in green. You can see right here the foreign languages met. If you did not do 2 years of foreign language in high school, be sure you do 2 terms of foreign language at Eastern Florida, because now it's required that you have foreign language, either 2 years at high school or 2 terms at Eastern Florida. This civic literacy requirement, all of y'all will have to fulfill that. And when we go down below, I will show you what classes that you can take that will check off one of your general education classes, and it'll check off your civic literacy requirement. So let's see how that 60 hours is broken up. The first part is your general education. You need 36 credits, and it breaks those up for you. And as you start taking them, it will count down for you each of these categories. The first area is your communications, and that's your Englishes. So this is the general area, and then this is the classes you need to check this off. So anything that's in red, you need. Anything that has a squiggly line in it, like this right here, you're signed up for the class. So you can come in here at any time and see exactly where you stand. And everything that's red, you still need that class. So if in doubt, always, always before you register, log in and click on your My GPS. If you sign up for classes, and I tell all my students this, if you sign up for classes and you want to know right away where those classes are applied, email me and I will update your My GPS. The computer does it itself, but this is a good way to have it done immediately. So these classes, of course, go in order, COM 1 and COM 2. But as far as most of the remaining classes, you don't have to go communications, math, science first. You can jump around and take classes from different areas. There's no right or wrong order to take these classes. So you need all 3 of these. Depending on your math scores, you need 2 math classes. Now, another great thing about the My GPS is you can click on each of these classes and it brings up a description of it. So let's say, oh, I want to take math. I want to take Essentials of Calculus. So you click on it. Oh, wait, I haven't taken college algebra. So it'll tell you the prerequisites along with the description. So you know, like, I can't tell you how many emails I get from students saying, I can't sign up for Calc 1. Well, you haven't taken college algebra. So it's a really nice tool to find out what classes are all about and to see if there's any prerequisites. The natural science. Don't let this one throw you off. You're going to either pick one plan, Plan A or Plan B. Plan B is mostly for people who are going to go into engineering or physics or chemistry, because you have to take 2 chemistries in order or 2 physics in order. So if you're not planning on any of those science-related degrees, then you can do 1 life science and 1 physical science. And again, you can come in here and click on all of these and make sure. For your life science, choose either fundamentals of biology or general biology, because they are core courses and you have to have at least 1 core course for each general education area. So once you pick an area, ignore the other plan so it doesn't, because it kind of looks overwhelming at the beginning until you get to know it. Humanities, it tells you need 1 class from list 1 and 1 class from list 2. The nice thing is, let's say you sign up for world religions. I like that class, I'm going to take it. When you sign up for it, it's going to have a squiggly mark in it. And in a year, you're almost done with all your classes. So you're going to come back in here and say, oh, wait, I still need a class from humanities list 1. So, because this box will still be red, this box will have a green check mark with a grade. So this keeps complete track for you. Under your social and behavioral, you need all 3 of these classes. Now, remember that civic literacy requirement I showed you? To get that checked off, and your list 2 or list 3, either one you can take it for, you want to take AMH 2020 or POS 2041. You don't have to take both, just one to check off the list and to check off the civic literacy. Then the remaining hours for the 60 hours are your electives. And this is where, if you want to go on for a bachelor's degree, you would take any required classes. So let's say you want to go into education. You would take Intro to Education here, or Intro to Teaching. If you wanted to go into accounting, you would take Economics 1 and 2 and Accounting 1 and 2. So this is based on what you want to do for your bachelor's if you're going on. If you don't know, go to the Career Center or take classes in criminal justice or a computer class and see if you even like it. So this is your chance to take classes that you aren't might be interested in or aren't too sure of. So always check your My GPS before you go in to register, and you're going to need these letters and numbers anyway to look the classes up ahead of time. And I can't stress enough how important it is to look your classes up ahead of time. Like right now, I hope all of you, when we're done, because you're so motivated, go in and look up your classes on our website, because the summer schedule is out. And if you're going to take summer classes, you can look them up now and write down the CRN. So when you go into web register, and I'm going to show you that, you'll just type in the CRNs. You don't even have to look them up. All right, so you understand your My GPS right now, and if you don't, always contact your advisor. So the other thing you can do is on your Titan Web is go to Titan Web, Student Services, Registration. And this is why, now that you're not a dual enrollment student, it's so nice, because you can come in here the first day of registration. You don't have to mail anything in. You don't have to submit anything. You don't have to contact your high school counselor. You just come in Student Services, Registration, add drop withdrawal classes, and then you'll put in summer term is not up here yet because registration doesn't open until March 29th. But what you would do is put in summer term, submit. The first time you log in, there's going to be an agreement. You agree to these terms, just agree and submit. So then this is where you're going to register. But because you looked them up ahead of time, you're just going to type in the codes, which are the CRNs in each of the boxes, and submit changes. That's how easy it is to web register. So when you are fully registered, you'll see your classes right here. And if you ever change your mind, like, oh no, I can't go at that time anymore, my work schedule changed, you just come in here, your classes will be listed, there'll be a drop box. You would just click on it and put in web drop, and hit submit changes. It's very, very easy to add and drop classes. So you can go in and you can practice up to a certain point. Once you submit your grad pending letter, you'll be able to come in and register. One other thing I want to show you on your My GPS is, let's say you're in an AS degree now and you decide, you know what, I think I might change to the AA. This what if button right here is great. You can put in any degree or any college credit certificate, whatever you want. Let's say I want to do an AS in industrial management. So you would put that in and process what if. And what it does is it feeds the new degree in. So now you can see industrial management right here. And it puts the new degree in here instead of your AA. And you can see what classes you need to take. So it's a great tool to use. So your worksheet, if you click on it, takes you back to your AA. The what if lets you put in any degree you want and then process what if. So it's a very handy tool. If you want to know your GPA, like, oh, I'm in classes this term, I think I'm going to get an A and a B, and then calculate, and it will give you your new GPA. So these are real light, and sometimes people overlook them, which is easy enough to do. So that is the main things I want to show you about, is how to web register, how to check your My GPS and understand it, and remember civic literacy and foreign language requirements. If you need to change your AA, or if you need to change your degree at all, any kind, you will just fill out a major change form and submit it in your Dropbox. All right.
Monica, can I get you to keep that screen up for just a minute?
Sure.
Or
Did I
put it
start
back up. Sorry, I didn't catch it before you switched it out. I want to see the My GPS screen, or I'm sorry, the My EFSC screen again. And so we talked a lot about the student Dropbox. This page here, if you can scroll down just a little bit, the student Dropbox is right there in that middle section. So when you are, let's say you've got your high school diploma and you want to upload it. So you would take a digital copy of it, whether you scan it or you take a photo of it, or however you get that digital copy, and save it on your computer. And then you would click on the browse button. I think, does it say browse there?
Yeah. This one says choose a file.
Oh, choose a file. You would click on the choose a file button. Yeah. You would navigate to wherever you have it saved on your computer, select it, and then on the drop-down menu, on the drop-down menu, you would select the admissions office and you would submit it. And you can see there that Not a Student has already submitted something, and you can see that that document is in there and when he uploaded it, and you can see that it's been processed. So once you've uploaded your diploma or your residency documents or whatever document you need to upload into the system, you'll be able to see the status of it. So once you've uploaded your diploma, for example, and you see that it's been processed, that's your cue now to reach out to your advisor, to scroll back up on that page, find your advisor's name, click on their email address, and send them an email and say, hey, I'm ready to register. All of that Monica was talking about, where you can, you don't have to turn in any forms, you can register yourself. That very first semester that you register, you are going to need to contact your advisor, because we don't have the official final transcript yet. And so they are going to need to work some magic behind the scenes to make it so that you can register for classes for fall. And I want you to make sure too, if you are taking summer classes and you upload your grad pending letter, it only is good for summer. So even though you've registered for summer classes with that grad pending letter, you're still going to need to upload your diploma into the Dropbox in order to register for fall. So make sure you keep that in mind as well. I think that is there. Okay. All right. Just going to, you can stop sharing now, Monica. Thank you. All right. So moving on, just to recap what we've talked about with advising, you're going to use Titan Web to register using the tips that you just heard from Monica. Also, if you look in the chat, Myron has put a few links in there. I would recommend copying those links to your computer and saving them for reference later. There's a lot of good information there. I think there's even a video that goes over how to web register. And you're going to use the My GPS. So you want to get your plan and follow your plan. That My GPS tool is amazing. You know, back in the day before My GPS came along, the advisor had to look through your classes and your grades to see what you've taken and what you've passed in order to give you that information on what classes you need to take next. So the My GPS is great. It's very easy. If you've done it, you've got a green check mark. If you need it, you've got a red box. If you're working on it, you've got the squiggly line like Monica is showing. So those are great. It's a great way that you can just see it all in one place right away without having to wait and have somebody research your academic record. You can look for yourself, which is great. Another really good tool that we have that you can use on our website is our transfer GPS. So if you know you want to transfer to UCF for their teaching program, you can actually use our our transfer GPS to see what you need here in order to take to get into the programs there. So that's another great tool to use. All right, so let's talk about the money side of things. All right, as a DE student, as a dual enrollment student, your tuition was paid by the school board. Now you're going to be responsible for paying tuition, either through your own funding for financial aid, grants, or scholarships. So the FAFSA, everybody knows about the FAFSA, right? The FAFSA is where you apply for federal grants and loans. Make sure that when you are filling out the FAFSA that you use FAFSA.gov only. Type that into the web address. Type that web address into the web search, and don't just search for FAFSA and click on the first thing that comes up, because a lot of times what happens is you'll be on a site that is trying to pretend like it's FAFSA, and then it's going to ask you for your payment information, and you're going to be charged for something and never get your money back. So if it's ever asking you for payment on your FAFSA, you're on the wrong site. In order to be eligible for financial aid, you must be a degree-seeking student, and you must meet the requirements based upon financial need. So if you're taking a class or a program in business, and one of the classes that you want to take is not within that degree program, your financial aid might not pay for it. So you want to make sure that you're checking with the financial aid office to make sure the program that you're in and the classes that you're in are going to be covered by your financial aid. Grants and scholarships do not need to be repaid, but loans do. So that's the biggest difference between those two things. If you're receiving Bright Futures academic scholar funds, you can automatically qualify for a Titan Advantage fund that will cover the difference in the tuition cost. You must indicate on your Bright Futures application that you're going to Eastern Florida in order to be eligible. And you can log in and add that before the deadline if you need to. There's two different kinds of loans: subsidized loans, where the interest is paid by the Department of Education, and there's unsubsidized loans where the interest is paid by you. So make sure that you pay attention to that while you are doing your applications. Hopefully, if you're taking classes at Eastern Florida and you are eligible for in-state tuition, it's very unlikely that you're going to need loans to cover your tuition, because scholarships and grants, because we're such a low cost, scholarships and grants should more than cover what you need. All right, speaking of scholarships, Titan Scholarships. The application is open now. It opened up yesterday and it closes in May. And so you're going to want to write your personal statement. You can include your goals, your educational, personal, career goals, be specific, and that is a minimum of 300 words. Wednesday, March 31st and Wednesday, April 21st, we have some financial aid workshops that are coming up, and you're going to be able to get an overview of financial aid. You can start a FAFSA. We'll have financial aid specialists providing this workshop. They'll be doing Q&A and helping you walk you through the application for FAFSA and then also for the Titan scholarships. So make sure you go to easternflorida.edu/go/hire to register for the financial aid workshops. All right, just a little bit more information about Florida residency. Florida residency, again, can be uploaded to your My EFSC document Dropbox. Every student is assessed out-of-state tuition until Florida residency documentation is submitted. Just because you went to a Florida high school doesn't automatically qualify you for Florida residency. Just because you've lived in Florida your whole life doesn't automatically make you eligible for in-state tuition. You have to submit documentation to the admissions office. So the residency affidavit is very specific in describing the acceptable documentation. So make sure that you read it carefully and consult your admission specialist if you have any questions. Students who are under 24 generally must use a claimant to prove residency. That's typically your parent, but it can be a step parent or a legal guardian as long as there's a proof of that relationship, documentation that you can provide that proves that relationship. Both the student and the claimant must sign the form. Examples of the minimum of two documents that you need to provide of your claimant, not you, but your claimant's driver's license, voter card, vehicle registration, utility bills with proof of payment, and even your high school transcript can be used as a supporting document. But like I said, just having that transcript doesn't automatically qualify you for in-state tuition. It's really, really important that you read all of the individual requirements carefully because all the points must be covered on that residency form. Proof of Florida residency is, we get our guidance from the state for that, and so it is a rule for any state institution to have this documentation. Active duty military stationed in Florida and Florida prepaid recipients qualify for an exception, and in that case, you don't need all of this documentation, you only need either the military orders or a copy of the prepaid card. All right, so at this time, we will take some questions. I do have a fun little Kahoot to do to review what you have learned tonight, and we will have a prize for that, but we're going to do that after we answer a few questions. All right. Hopefully you're able to open the chat and type in questions. Maybe we covered everything and you don't have any questions. That would be okay too. Have you guys played Kahoot before? I'm thinking that you might have, being that you're in school. All right, so, will we have the same advisor that we have from dual enrollment? That is a great question. Monica, do you know the answer to that question?
I do, yes. You will keep the same advisor that you had from before.
Great. What if they change programs though, Monica? If they change from an AA degree to an AS degree, will they still keep the same advisor or will they need a different one?
No, they will have a different advisor if they change degrees or if they change to a college credit certificate, you'll have a different advisor.
Okay, good question. I'm a homeschool student and I do not have a diploma. Is there another document that is needed? All right, Michelle, that one goes to you, please.
So yes, on our website, and we can put the link in the chat, there is a form that your parents will have to fill out that graduates you. And so go ahead and get that form filled out, and that will allow you to register for classes. If you're registering for the summer term, your parent will just list when your anticipated graduation date is if you're currently registered in our spring term. And if you're not currently registered in the spring term, you'll want to submit the form once you've graduated, not prior to that.
Another great question. All right, we'll take a few questions while we are getting started on the Kahoot.
So Tracy, another one came up saying, how do I change what degree I want on my GPS? So what you're going to do is go ahead and complete a major change form. Myron, if you can help to put that form in the chat box for them, and you'll complete the form and you'll upload it to the student document Dropbox to admissions, and you'll tell us what term you want to change it for. I'm assuming either, for the summer or the fall term after you graduate, and your major will be changed.